I think you're familiar with that, right? This interface. So let's say your interface is reduced and you're not have the shelves. If you press down on the space bar and go and click somewhere around that area, if you click on the right area, you get other tools. If you click on the left area, you get other menus, marquee menus. So if I click here, if I click right of this whole marquee menu, you get all these interface areas that you can actually like hide or bring them back, or the command line you can get rid of it, or you can bring the range slider. So all these are, if you lose something, you just bring it back from here. So I'm gonna go to my hold down the space bar, click on the Maya area here so I can toggle between my views. Perspective. Now I'm currently on the perspective view. I'm going to go to my front view and navigate on the front view. This is an orthographic view, and I'm going to start building curves. Note that it's the best thing to do with curves is to actually draw them on an orthographic view, not non-perspective view. Anything that is orthographic, either a top or side or front. The reason is because we need a flat paper to draw. If you draw on the perspective, you might lose orientation. You might make this curve go like crazy, go in areas that you don't even expect it to go. So go on a front view, top or side. So I'm on the front view, and I'm going to go ahead and create. Go to the create menu, go down to the CV curve. So click on the CV curve tool, and I get this cross, and it's ready to create a curve. Before I even create the curve, anytime you click on any tool up here, it appears on your status line here in this toolbox here. So if you double click on the tool, you can see the options. It gives us some options here that I'm going to explain later. But overall, the curves have degrees. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5, and then we have a 3 Bezier, which is the Bezier curve that you know from Illustrator. So let's do a 3 cubic. 3 is like the most common sort of curve that we can make. It's an organic shape curve. 1 linear is a straight curve. So let's use the default 3. Go to the front view, and I'm going to close these settings here, and click and start creating this curve. I can move as I'm working. I can actually navigate and keep clicking. I can actually go away far, like I can zoom out. And then if I'm done, I press enter. But I can also, with my middle mouse button, reposition the current point. If I hold down the middle mouse button, I can reposition it. I can also delete that and go back steps. So I can go delete, so it goes back a step. So I can go back all these steps until this here. I can reposition that with my middle mouse button, and I can redraw, so I can get this curve. I can press enter, and now my curve is built. This is a CV curve. If I go to my perspective view, you can see it in the 3D. So it's flat, drawn on the front view. So basically so that's why it's flat. I can actually make it start pulling it on the Z, so it makes like a more interesting shape. Now it's very flat. I can go to my curve and try to get exactly on the curve. Right click and hold, and you get other modes here. You can get the curve point, or control vertex is the one that we need. We want to select it and move it. So I'm selecting the control vertices of this curve and moving them around. So this is how you create a curve. Now I'm going to create a shape. But I'm going to create a polygon shape. I'll create just a flat plane. Create that plane down here. So now I will use this profile to extrude. So I'm going to use this profile and this curve to have a result from both, a geometry that comes as a result from an extrusion. So I need to extrude this shape along this path. If I need to do that, first thing I need to remember is how did I make this curve, from where to where. I need to find the beginning of this curve. If you forget, let's say you rotate it 300 times around and you don't know, okay, where, I don't even remember. So go to the curve, right click, go to control vertex, and that's your, if you see an outline, a little box instead of a dot, that's where the curve always starts. That's the beginning of the curve. Always do that first. That's the first step. So if you go to the control vertex of the curve and you want to find the beginning point of this curve is this box, this little box outline. You can see it's an outline instead of a dot. So in the beginning of each curve, the starting point is are these, you can see these two like outlined dots, whereas everything else looks like just a dot, like a point. So you want to take that shape and attach it on the beginning of the curve. So I'm going to go back to object mode and go to select my shape, and I need to move it up here. So it's a little bit hard because it will take me a long time to do it. So let me go to my top view. It's easier to go to the top. Then move this. Let's get this front view. So the front, go to the front view. Try to bring it as close as possible to that curve. And here in the perspective view, I'm just going to rotate it. I'm going to aim it vertically on the beginning of that curve. I have to eyeball it. It's not really like some precision exercise. It's just eyeballing it. Maybe I can scale it. I'll make it a little bit smaller. I don't want a very big profile. I want like some small profile. Rotate it a little bit more. So now I'm ready to, I'm looking at this, and this is what I want to do. You can see this is like this path here. So select the shape. So here's how we do it. I'm going to press Q to select. It's easier to select, not have any gizmos around. So select the shape, and then hold down the Shift key, and then select the actual path, the curve. So now they're both selected. And I'm going to go Edit Mesh, Extrude. I'm not going to press Extrude. I'm going to go straight to the options. And look at this extrusion. This is going to be a polygon mesh. So that's why I went to the Edit Mesh menu. So I say, okay, extrude this. Give it some divisions. I give it like, 10 or 12 divisions. I leave the smoothing angle 30. Make sure that is clicked. If it's not, it's never going to do it. Use selected curve for extrusion. Basically, that's what we want to do. Apply, and then we get this. And I'm going to close this option. And I can go down, as this is already extruded, it has like some information on the channel box. So I can go and increase the divisions if I want. I can say make 40 divisions. Or make 100, as many as you want. Now I can also twist this shape. I can make it twist along the path. I can also make it taper along the path. So I get this result. If you press 3, then you get this organic model. So you can see the potential of this. Like you can work, like you can make anything, like from a very precise pipe to the design we need now. It's going to be much easier because we're going to create a curve and extrude it along that curve and keep making these pipes. So we're basically going to create a network of curves as profile, as the paths, and then a profile which is going to be just a cylinder. Because this pipe is cylindrical, so we're going to just round a cylindrical shape, like a flat disc around, so that we're going to be getting this precise geometry. Yeah, so basically that's like, let me turn off this